This is Housing News 360. The headlines: Tinubu administration invests 300 billion naira in FCT area councils. Rising transport costs leave Abuja workers stranded amid wage struggles. Microfinance bank sues Enugu government over alleged unlawful demolition. From the foreign scene, council to expand housing stock to tackle rural crisis. President Bola Tinubu's administration has invested approximately 300 billion naira in the development of the 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory over the past 17 months. According to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, this commitment includes major infrastructure projects such as the recently completed 9-kilometer Paikon-Kore Ibua Road in Gwagwalada, which cost 8.5 billion naira. Wike also announced plans for the completion of the 22 billion naira Aguma Palace Market Road in May 2025, coinciding with the president's second anniversary in office. Additionally, over 16.5 billion naira has been allocated for school renovations, including the School for the Gifted in Gwagwalada and several government secondary schools. Community leaders and residents lauded the project for improving transportation, boosting businesses, and addressing decades of neglect, positively impacting over 70 communities. The outgoing General Officer commanding 6th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Jamal Abdulsalam, has commissioned a block of 6 flats and a 150-meter road in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The new facilities aim to tackle accommodation challenges in the barracks. The project, launched in July 2024 by the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tawhid Lagbaja, were named in his honor, while the road was christened Major General Olufemi Oluyede Street. Speaking during the inauguration, Abdulsalam said the development would provide temporary housing for officers and open the barracks for further expansion. As part of the event, the redesigned 6th Division Python Monument was also unveiled, symbolizing the division's motto, Skills and Adaptability. Senator Osita Izunaso and Housing Development Advocacy Network advocate for affordable housing reforms. In a bid to address Nigerians' housing challenges, Senator Osita, representing Imo West Senatorial District, has reiterated his commitment to advocating for increased funding and legislative reforms aimed at promoting affordable housing. During a courtesy visit by Festus Adebayo, founder of Housing TV Africa, the senator criticized the significant budget cuts for housing projects, describing the current allocation for the Renewed Hope Housing Development Project as grossly inadequate. Senator Izunaso called for private-public partnership and international collaborations to bridge funding gaps and urged the Federal Ministry of Housing to adopt innovative strategies. He also emphasized the need to repeal outdated housing laws and implement mortgage-backed housing delivery systems to enable Nigerians to own homes with long-term payment plans. The senator received commendation from Festus Adebayo, who described him as the most housing-friendly senator in Nigeria, while pledging continued advocacy for housing reforms. Senator Izunaso vowed to remain steadfast in championing policies that will ensure affordable housing for all Nigerians. The rising cost of transportation in Abuja is forcing civil servants to miss work as the 70,000 naira monthly minimum wage struggles to cover daily expenses. Following the removal of fuel subsidies, transportation costs have skyrocketed, with workers in distant suburbs like Masaka spending over 5,000 naira daily on commuting. Many workers have resorted to skipping work multiple days each week, citing the strain on their finances. Although the federal government has promised to implement a new minimum wage by the end of January, civil servants have yet to see any changes. Oha Microfinance Bank Limited has filed a lawsuit against the Enugu state government, seeking over 20 billion naira in damages for the alleged illegal demolition of its headquarters. The bank claims it was given only 72 hours to vacate the property before it was demolished on May 15, 2024, causing significant financial and emotional losses. Represented by lawyer Olu Omotayo, The bank is demanding 420 million naira in special damages for lost assets and 20 billion naira in aggravated damages for the destruction of its property. The suit highlights violation of constitutional rights, including the right to own property, and calls for legal declarations deeming the government's action unconstitutional. The bank also criticized the state's claim of being investor-friendly, pointing to the lack of compensation despite 27 years of investment. This case adds to ongoing legal disputes over alleged unlawful demolitions by the Enugu state government. A hearing date is yet to be announced. From the foreign scene, Westmoreland and Furness Council in Cumbria has approved a housing strategy aimed at addressing homelessness and the rural housing crisis. The council plans to increase its housing stock, improve the quality of existing homes, and make properties more accessible for disabled residents. Efforts will also focus on regulating private rentals through selective licensing schemes, targeting low-demand areas and antisocial behavior hotspots. The council intends to build new homes net zero carbon goals while retrofitting existing ones for energy efficiency. Homelessness remains a key concern, with households in temporary accommodation nearly doubling between 2021 and 2023. To address this, the council plans to expand temporary housing units.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.